I'm addicted to buldak noodles. I mean, look at my entire TikTok page. It's literally dedicated to buldak noodles. And yes, I even have a drawer full of it. However, everyone's always talking about how unhealthy it is. And I've even seen people who went to the hospital because of their kidneys. If you search up the sodium content for buldak noodles, one packet contains 78% of our daily sodium intake. The Samyang brand also sells plain instant noodles. And those noodles by themselves are 23% of our sodium intake, high in saturates and 400 calories. Of course, I think there's nothing wrong with eating instant noodles occasionally. However, as someone who eats them weekly, that is definitely unhealthy and it's a bad addiction. Since I love these noodles too much and I didn't want to restrict myself, I thought maybe I could replace the noodles itself and still enjoy the sauce. This way I can still enjoy the spicy flavor of the buldak noodles but also enjoy all of my favorite toppings and everything. I found these low carb, low calorie cognac noodles on Amazon and bought them instantly. Tried it out and it actually worked. Everything basically tasted the same except for the texture. I've posted a video on this and now I want to address some comments that I've received. This person commented that life is too short and I totally agree. However, as someone who actually eats these noodles often, it's not a healthy habit. These noodles have high sodium and saturated fats, which is definitely a concern of mine. Someone else pointed out that most of the sodium is in the sauce, not the noodles. And yes, this is true, but I still wanted to reduce my overall sodium intake anyway, so I thought replacing the noodles would be the best way of doing this without having to remove buldak noodles entirely from my diet. There was this one comment that really upset me though. They basically claimed that I was promoting Anna culture, aka ED culture. I never once said that 500 calories in a meal is unhealthy. What is unhealthy for me is 500 calories in empty carbs, especially in noodles that are already unhealthy to begin with. Because most of my meals contain rice and noodles, my carbohydrate intake has definitely been a concern of mine, especially considering I recently learned that a high intake can increase your risk to diabetes. If I were only eating the buldak noodles by itself, then 500 calories is honestly fine. But because I add so many toppings, it actually adds up. Like I always add meats, eggs, vegetables, everything because this is a whole meal to me. And I never want to sacrifice my toppings because I love them too much. So I thought instead of reducing toppings, I could just replace the noodles, choose a lower calorie and healthier alternative, which actually means I could probably eat more buldak noodles. And I didn't include it in the video, but literally right after I ate the buldak noodles, I went on to eat chicken wings. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, if I were gonna eat the buldak noodles anyways, I'd want to try and make it healthier somehow. So instead of entirely removing things or trying to restrict the amount that I can eat, I thought just replacing the